This abomination is the greatest idea I have ever had since putting a Mexican hat on a catfish. How about you can do your entire rotation as a prot paladin without thinking? I mean, they already do that, but I am talking about doing it while pressing only one button. Welcome to the Protection Paladin one button macro. This little line right here is going to do your entire rotation on a loop almost perfectly. Why do I say almost? As you know, macros cannot check for procs or misses, so you aren't going to get a full Word of Glory every single time. Oh well. What this macro is going to do is it's going to charge your Holy Power with Hammer of the Righteous in AoE or Cross-Edged Strike if you're single target until you can dump all that Holy Power with Word of Glory. That's what we're prioritizing first because of the heal, and then with Shield of the Righteous. All you have to do is press one of these two little macros right here and you can press this button on a loop forever, because I may be a paladin, but I am not gonna let a disability stop me from chasing my dreams. There is two versions of this macro. This right here is the one button version, that's the single target version. When you're fighting one single mob, you're gonna do this and it's gonna do the rotation for you. But if you're fighting more than one mob, you're gonna move to this one with the Hammer of the Righteous. That's gonna be your multi-target macro. So step 1 is going in front of the mob, and step 2 is pressing the macro. That's it. There is no step 3. Also, I cannot count to 3. I am a big Half-Life fan. I love Half-Life. Anyway, there is a 1 in 250 chance that the macro gets stuck, because if you miss 3 Hammer of the Righteous in a row, you are not going to be able to cast Word of Glory and the macro is going to get stuck. If that ever happens, all you have to do is press the other macro. Right now I am doing the AoE one, so I press the single target macro once, and the macro is going to become unstuck again. Now, one thing you may be able to notice on this footage is that there is exactly 1 second of dead time in the entire cycle. The reason for that is that that's when you're supposed to do consecration, but sadly you can only do 1 consecration every 2 cycles, and I couldn't fight 2 cycles in the macro. I ran out of characters. It is not a big deal. You can use consecration manually in between, and there is one of the cycles where you're gonna have 1 second of dead time, but that's gonna happen in any normal rotation, even if you're playing perfectly, because they didn't think this class through. They didn't think about this class rotation at all when they made it. One final consideration is that this macro does not include any defensive that isn't Word of Glory. We're talking Ardent Defender, we're talking Holy Shield, Divine Protection, Guardian of Ancient Kings. You're gonna have to keep those buttons in your bars. The good news is that you're freeing up your very limited mental capacity to actually start thinking about those, because your rotation is only in 1 button, so it is not very hard. You just do 1 button and think about when you need a defensive and you pop it at the right time. That's pretty much it. Some other advice I would like to share with all the paladins out there is do not put your hand on the stove, because it hurts really bad, and also do not put your face in the soup, because you're gonna drown. Anyway, this entire macro, the 2 macros, are gonna be available in my Discord in the Cataclysm UI channel. I'm gonna have a link on the description. You copy it, you paste it, and profit. Subscribe, leave a like, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.